I knew something was off the moment Alina asked me to help with her secret project. She was unusually secretive, more than her normal playful, mysterious self. She said it was just a surprise and begged me not to ask questions. I didn't think much of it. After all, Alina loved surprises. That Friday evening she left the house dressed in a black cocktail dress that hugged her curves perfectly. Her hair was curled just right, lips tinted a soft crimson. She was radiant, glowing, and I had to admit, it hurt to see her getting ready to go out without me. "You'll be fine," she whispered, pressing a kiss against my cheek. "Don't worry about me." I forced a smile. "Just be safe, okay?" She nodded, slipped on her heels, and was gone before I could say more. The truth was I'd been suspicious for weeks. Alina had been acting different, always checking her phone, giggling at texts, sometimes distracted mid-conversation. But when I asked, she brushed it off. "You're imagining things. I just have a lot on my mind." I didn't believe her. That night I sat at the kitchen table staring at a small, sealed envelope I had prepared weeks ago. I wasn't proud of it, but I needed to know the truth. I had found out about a man she'd been seeing secretly, a coworker named Mark. Not that it had turned physical, but the messages I'd glimpsed were intimate, emotional. She was falling for him in ways that terrified me. So I had written that envelope carefully, planning it to arrive during her date. I left it at the restaurant under the name Alina. Inside, a letter exposing everything I had discovered, my feelings, my fears, and a subtle threat, that I knew everything. I wanted to catch her in the moment of truth, to see her reactions in real time. I had chosen the restaurant carefully, a little upscale place she loved, the kind of place Mark would take her to impress her. I told the maitre d' to deliver the envelope discreetly at a certain time. I didn't know what would happen next. 2 hours later, the phone rang. It was a text from the restaurant. "Envelope delivered." I froze, my hands shook, my heart raced. Part of me wanted to call Alina immediately, to see if she'd opened it, to witness the aftermath. But something told me to wait, to watch the story unfold. I grabbed my coat, telling myself I was going for a late-night walk. In reality, I was heading to the restaurant. The city streets were empty, rain dripping from neon signs, reflections like shattered glass on wet asphalt. My mind replayed every smile, every laugh, every small betrayal. I felt a rage I hadn't known existed, tempered by the fear that I could lose her entirely, not just to Mark, but to the idea of someone else, someone better in her mind. I arrived just as a storm began outside, umbrellas bobbing, lights flickering. The restaurant was cozy, dimly lit, music low. I spotted them immediately. Alina at a corner table, Mark across from her, smiling as if nothing had happened. Her laughter rang in the air, bright and intoxicating. My chest tightened. The waiter approached her table, carrying a small envelope. "Excuse me, miss," he said politely, "this arrived for you." Mark's smile faltered slightly as Alina took the envelope. She examined it curiously before tearing it open. Her face changed immediately. Surprise, shock, confusion, and then fear. Mark leaned forward. "What is it?" She shook, reading the words aloud quietly. "I know about everything. Every message, every secret thought. I am watching and I am waiting. The choice is yours, come clean or face the truth." She froze, her hands trembled. She looked up at Mark, then around the restaurant, as if realizing the entire world had suddenly tilted. I stayed hidden in the shadows, watching. Her voice quivered. "Who wrote this?" Mark's jaw dropped. "Alina, what?" She closed the envelope, shaking violently. I have to leave." She bolted, out the front door into the pouring rain. I didn't move, I didn't run, I just watched her disappear. I found her 2 blocks away, leaning against a lamppost, drenched, mascara running down her cheeks. She didn't speak immediately. She just stared at me with wide, fearful eyes. You followed me," she finally whispered. "I had to," I said calmly. I had to see what you would do when confronted." Her lips trembled. I didn't, I mean, it wasn't like I. "Stop," I interrupted softly. "Don't make excuses. You were on a secret date with Mark. You were hiding something from me, and I found out." She lowered her gaze, shivering from more than the cold. "I didn't know what to do," she admitted finally. I thought I loved him. I thought maybe I wanted more than this marriage." "And yet," I said quietly, "you still don't know if this marriage is worth saving." Tears spilled down her cheeks. I don't want to hurt you. I didn't plan to. I just felt alive with him." Her words were like daggers, but I stayed silent, letting her continue. "I was selfish. I was reckless. I thought I could have both you and him, but I can't. I finally stepped closer. Rain soaked my coat, my hair plastered to my forehead. "Elena, this envelope wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about punishment. It was about truth, about you facing your choices." She looked up, eyes brimming with tears. "And you prepared it." "Yes," I said simply, "because I needed to see if you would choose honesty or deception." Her shoulders sagged. She fell into my arms, shaking. I don't know if I deserve your forgiveness." I held her tight. "Deserving isn't the point. Facing reality is. Do you want to try to fix this or not?" She nodded through sobs. I want to fix it. I don't want to lose you." That night, soaked and trembling, we walked back to our apartment without saying much. Words weren't necessary. The storm outside mirrored the storm we had survived together. Over the next week, we talked endlessly. Every secret she'd held back came out, the texts, the moments of temptation, the doubts. I listened. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I didn't judge, I just absorbed. And I realized something crucial. The danger wasn't the secret date itself. It was the lack of communication, the inability to express needs before they festered into secret longings. We agreed on counseling, on complete transparency, on rebuilding trust that had been cracked but not yet broken. And then came the twist I hadn't expected. One evening she came to me with a small envelope of her own. "I prepared this for you," she said. "Not to threaten, not to manipulate, to show you I'm willing to be honest, no matter how hard it is." Inside was a letter detailing everything she had felt, every temptation, every fear, and her vow to never hide from me again. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't easy, but it was real. That envelope changed everything. I realized that love isn't just about perfect moments or trust untested. It's about confronting the truth, even when it hurts. It's about allowing someone to stumble, fall, even betray in thought, and still give them a chance to rise. And as I held her hand that night, looking into her tearful, sincere eyes, I knew we had survived more than a storm. We had survived the real test, our honesty, our courage, and our commitment to each other. Weeks later, Mark called her trying to explain. She laughed bitterly. "You're not the reason I love him. You never were." And for the first time in weeks, I felt safe. Not because I could control her or because I had prepared envelopes or secrets, but because she had chosen me. Freely, honestly, completely. Sometimes, love is tested not by grand betrayals, but by the quiet moments of truth that finally demand courage. And we had passed.